All right, man. Welcome back to another episode of TSP Scuttlebutt. We had some exciting news this week. I stopped by my CPA on Friday, and I have my papers for nonprofit. So I have two podcasts. I have TSP Scuttlebutt with Andrew, and then I also have the Nosebleeds Report. And one of our guests today is actually one of my co-hosts. There's four of us on that one. So we have two podcasts. One of them is veteran-based. The other one is sports. And so the concept of the nonprofit is to generate money through these podcasts and, in turn, support youth sports locally here in Middle Tennessee and in Granbury, Texas, where Paulie's at.
Ooh, that's awesome. And
the money that's generated from the Scuttlebutt podcast, that money will go to support veterans. And my goal is to erect flags, American flags on flagpoles in veterans' yards.
Yes, sir.
So
that's awesome.
I want to thank my our Patreon supporters. Jason Fleek, he was our very first one. Paulie's actually a supporter of the channel, and also we have a actual sponsor now, Proven Valor.
Proven Valor.
And
awesome.
Well, this is going out to him, and this is for him.
Jeffrey Sabins,
who I served with in 2006. Every single day, our nation's veterans struggle to find meaningful employment, showcasing their hard-earned skills. Often ones that are forced through hard training, war fighting, continued sacrifice, and so much more. Through Proven Valor Professionals, a veteran-owned and operated business service company, veterans continue to gain opportunities to prove themselves once again after service. As Proven Valor continues to take on more clients and companies, more veterans are achieving the chance to take on more opportunities and prove their worth. Within the first 30 days of launching their company, over 37 businesses and clients have increased revenue, enhanced their operations, and enabled their businesses to grow. This has all been due to Proven Valor Professionals and their dedication to excellence. This all included more veterans joining the Proven Valor team and getting in front of these companies. More clients, more veterans. Head on over to provenvalorprofessionals.com to learn more about this company and what they are doing to help the veteran community.
Excellent. Thank you for your sponsorships, guys. And if you're listening, you like what you're hearing, and you want to help support, there will be links somewhere wherever you see this. Thanks a lot. Today we're having a conversations with Chief Paul Freeman and Chief Tony Ortiz.
Boo! Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
That's lousy. I've served with both of these guys back on the USS Carl Vinson from 1985, 1986, 1987, and 1988 is when I left. I think these guys were still there when I left. I was the first one to leave. So how you guys doing?
89.
Yeah, good morning,
awesome,
guys.
Man. Thank you for having us, Richard. I tell you, both of you guys, man, you guys are doing awesome with this. I tell you, it's just incredible what you guys are doing and reaching these veterans out. So I expect you to come up to Virginia Beach again, and I've got plenty of contacts. A lot of old veterans we can hear stories from.
Yes, that's our goal. We want to go take this on the road, and Virginia Beach is on our short list. For sure.
Tony, a funny story about Virginia Beach. We were there we were at Norfolk, great base, by the way. We were doing the Helo Ducker for the 22nd MEU, and my entire platoon, except for me, got HPV from a very nice lady that they were all dating. All of them.
Tony probably knows her.
No!
I was married at the time, first time, and I was in a separate room, but every single one of those guys in second platoon got HPV. So thank you, Norfolk, for your hospitality.
Oh, you're too funny, man. That's Norfolk, not Virginia Beach. It's probably just as bad, though.
That reminds me of a story of P.I. Paulie back in the day.
You got, let's preface this with there, there is no items of proof. In my world, I work with items of proof and all these there's no tangible, no preponderance of evidence of anything that's ever happened.
I got pictures.
And if it did, I don't remember because I was 19 years old.
And probably drunk.
Well, you know what, man?
Mojo.
I came on board the Vincent in 85 and left in 89. And that has been the most memorable time with all you fuckers that we've had, man. I tell you, nothing else after that was as fun as and memorable as us hanging out and doing our crazy, stupid shit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. So I want to get your guys' backstory before you join the Navy and why you joined the Navy. So let's start with Chief Ortiz. Let's start with like high school. Where'd you go to high school? What made you decide to join the military? And what made you decide to join the Navy?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, man, I've got a hell of a story to tell as well. So I come from a little country town in Texas called Uvalde, Uvalde. Love the town. Beautiful hill country. The rivers are crystal clear, just incredible. I lost my dad when I was 17 years old. That was my junior year in high school. So I wound up dropping out of school, and I had my English teacher at the time, probably 2-3 weeks after my dad passed away, came knocking on my door and says, "You got to come back to school. This is all you need to graduate high school. Just come back, pass your English, and you're done. You graduate." And I didn't realize how short I was from graduating. So I wound up going back to school and holding a job as well, trying to help mom out as much as I could. Wasn't getting anywhere. Let me tell you, in my last year in high school, I started getting heavily into drugs. And I thank the Navy for saving my life, because that's practically what it did. Yeah. So I joined the Navy in June of '84.
June of '84.
June of '84, man. Went to boot camp in Orlando. First duty station was the USS Cunningham DDG-17, which is now scrap metal here in Norfolk. And I tell you, back then Norfolk was still not a very happy place. And I got to experience my first ever taste of racism in Norfolk back in '84. And there was a lot of it still around here. And I haven't experienced it anymore. Once we got past all that, we went actually from there, we went to Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, spent some time there in the shipyard, and I actually wound up fracturing my left ankle, plate and 8 screws, which I still have, on vacation going back home from Philly to Uvalde, Texas. Fractured my leg there and wound up going to Commonwealth Surf Pack in San Diego. From there, I healed. They took my cast off and went on to the Carl Vinson, where I met all you fuckers, man. That was a freaking great time. That was an awesome time. And then, 24 years later, man, retired as a chief, retired here in Virginia Beach, started a remediation business. Right after I retired in June of '08, started my business in October of '08. And what was it, 2015, 2017, 2016, I wound up selling my business and got a good price for it, and now I'm a realtor.
Hell yeah.
And I've just been having a blast, man. It's been awesome. You guys see everything I do on Facebook. I post everything I do on Facebook.
You do a lot of stuff on Alignable too, sir.
Yeah, yep, I do. So, yep, I try to get everywhere I can now as well, now that I'm a realtor, and it's taken off for me, man. I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I really am. And, I think all of us, man, all of us are doing our thing. And, Paulie, you got your book that you've done. That's freaking awesome. And all that money gets invested towards the veterans. I just think that all of us that we've all met and we hung out and we're all doing awesome. And I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Sure. We sure are.
Yeah, that's my short life story, man. But you guys know about everything. My first wife, Fleek, you met my second wife. You got all my kids.
How many children?
Well, here in the States, I've got 3.
Nice.
I don't know how many I have overseas.
Road to Spain. It gets you every time.
Yeah. So, me and Tony, we probably after I left, we didn't hear from each other for about 20 some years, and then he reached out to me. I think was it on Facebook or was it on that Together We Served? I don't remember.
I think it was Together We Served.
Together We Served, yeah.
Yep.
And you were about 6 months or so out from retirement. So me and 2 of my kids drove to Virginia Beach and was attended as a retirement. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was something else, man. I tell you. The speech I made, which was nothing because I couldn't freaking get words out.
Yeah.
So we had silence for about 10 minutes and I said, let's just go on from there, man. I can't do this. But I dedicated that to my grandma who passed away, the year after that, actually. But I dedicated my ceremony to her and, my uncles, my uncles on my mom's side of the family. I had uncles and aunts that came over, and I tell you, I've had no better support from anybody than them. They supported me through my whole naval career, through everything. I tell you, I love them to death, man. Awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad you came up, man. One of your kids had a birthday.
Yeah,
they were up there. We surprised you guys with the birthday cake.
Yeah. My youngest had a birthday. He was probably only like 10 years old or something like that at the time. Yeah. But I got to meet your mom and your brothers, and there was a lot of Mexican food, a lot of barbecue. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. But man, that was so appreciative that you showed up for that. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
At the time, I had 5 daughters, 2 stepdaughters. But I raised them all since they were little.
Yeah,
every one of them.
His daughters are beautiful too, man. It's crazy.
Muy linda.
Yeah, they must take after the mother.
Yeah, because he's ugly as
well, they sure the hell don't take that from me. All of you here.
Chief, you better put those away, man.
Hey, ain't nothing but love.
Yes. Hey, Paulie, what did you do in high school? Where'd you go to high school? Why'd you join the Navy?
Okay, so I grew up in the concrete of Chicago, on the city grid.
Nice.
Yeah, I come from an Italian-Irish neighborhood. My dad's blue collar. Dad's a blue collar guy. We grew up right in the city grid on the concrete. In high school, I was heavily involved in sports, mostly football and track and then my weightlifting stuff and all that jazz. Had a great time in high school. I'm still in touch with them guys. I grew up on the north side of Chicago, 7 miles from Wrigley Field. So go Cubbies. I'm a Cubbies fan. And my dad, whatever. All right. Stand down, Marine. Stand down. Yes, I got the mic right now. Anyways, so with all due respect, I love you Marines, though. Anyways, getting back to me for a minute. All right. Thank you, Andrew, for 5 minutes of your time.
You're welcome.
All right. You're welcome. You yielded 5 minutes to me. I'm going to take 10. You ready? Boom. All right. So my dad worked for an Italian French bread company in Chicago. He fixed the trucks, the bread delivery trucks. There was Italian bread. And so we grew up on this stuff. He would come home with homemade Italian food, and the bread didn't use preservatives in it, so it would get like hard as a rock, So you had to eat it. Like when he brought it home, big paper bags taller than me, which is pretty damn tall. You know what I mean?
They're not that tall.
Whatever.
Small ass bag.
That's right. Yeah. Well, 5'7", 200 pounds, finally wrapped. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, so I grew up as a city kid, you guys. And so my dad fixed the bread delivery trucks, and my wife Francine, her dad drove the Italian bread delivery trucks and delivered them to all the Italian restaurants. And at the time, we didn't know each other. But anyways, it's pretty wild. Anyways, just
how many restaurants did they squeeze? Like, hey, we'll protect you.
Yeah, a little.
So, anyways, as I was saying. So yeah, I grew up there. So the way I got in the Navy, see, I was going to go to UTEP and play football. Of all places, a guy on our football team in high school, we actually went to state my senior year. A guy on our team was going to UTEP play football, and so I said, hey, me and him were really good buds, and all that. So I said, I'm going to go to UTEP. In my junior year, I go, I'll walk on. Or no, my senior year. My senior year, I broke my ankle before the season. I was a running back, and so anyways, I was going to go down to UTEP from Chicago with him and walk on and try and get a scholarship. So my senior year of high school, my grandfather lived with us, and he was a Navy guy. He did 8 years in the Navy, and so our house in the city, there was a basement, the main part of the house, and then up on top was another part of the house. And my grandpa lived up there. So I remember in high school, he would go, hey, get up here. I said, all right. I come upstairs. He has this little round table, okay, little circular table. And he's got a glass of scotch and his Pall Mall cigarettes, all right?
Nice.
Pall Mall.
Yeah. And he wears this Navy ring. He had this Navy ring on, and so he would go, hey, sit down, take a seat. I said, yeah, Grandpa. He goes, and in the meantime, as I'm talking to him, I can hear this. Do you hear that?
Yes.
That's his Navy ring tapping on that little wood round table that he sat at. He goes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do after high school? I go, I'm going to go, I'm going to UTEP. He goes, no, you're not. I go, okay, this is not going good. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to go to UTEP. He goes, what are you going to do there? I go, I don't know. I'm going to play football. He goes, no, what are you going to do? I go, I don't know. Get a business degree or something. He goes, no, you're not. You're going to go to UTEP and you're going to goof off the whole time. And you're going to be sitting back here in another year or two after high school talking to me again. He goes, you're going in the Navy. I said, I'm not going in the Navy. I go, all my friends are going to college. Why would I go to the Navy? He goes, you can get your college done in the Navy. I was like, holy cow. I go, let me think about it. So here we go. Every time I got a call upstairs to his table, it was usually he was about to lecture me on something, and I probably needed it. I mean, I was a young, highly athletic, energized little guy, basically. And I was, I was eager. I was an eager beaver. I wanted to achieve. I didn't know how I was going to do that, but I knew I was going to be successful at whatever I did. That was my mindset. Anyway, so long story short, I joined the delayed entry program before I graduated high school. I went to my buddies one night. We were all driving down the city street somewhere in a park, sharing a 6-pack of beer, old style, like, ooh, Nice. And I had confided in one of my buddies. I go, yeah, I guess I'm going to go in the Navy. And he goes, well, you better tell Bill what you're doing because he thinks you're going to be his roommate in UTEP. So I dropped the bomb. We were driving in the car at the time, and the dude stopped the car like in the middle of a city street. And he goes, what? I go, I'm going in the Navy. So long story short, that was my lead up growing up in the city. Grandpa influenced me. And then from there, 6 days after high school, I went to Great Lakes in June of '84 for boot camp. I took the bus. I went down to the downtown, hopped on the bus at the MEP station, and then I took the train up to Great Lakes. I just took myself. And so that's the prior to military and prior to everything now.
Yeah. Right. And you achieved your bachelor's degree while in the Navy, correct?
Yeah, I achieved my master's degree while I was in the Navy. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I knew you had a master's degree, but I didn't know if you got it while you were still in the Navy.
Yeah, I had. If you want to talk about,
I remember all the studying you used to do on board ship, man. You were always going.
You guys
to school.
have all that time.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got a lot of time.
Us Marines are, we're there kicking indoors, and you guys are studying.
Well,
let me tell you, that's what I like about Paulie, man. He was like, I'm going to get my degree, and he took nothing but aviation courses the whole time we were there.
Embry-Riddle, right?
Yeah.
Well,
let me.
Hey, we used to play against Embry-Riddle all the time when I was in college. Good school.
What did you play? They don't have a football team there, big guy.
I was a rower, Paulie. I was on the rowing team.
All right. Well,
now that is one of the oldest sports in the world, by the way.
Well, it's easy for me to be brave over this phone, but I know you in person, and I know you could squish me like a bug. But since you're about 1,000 miles away from me right now, Marine,
bring it.
Whatever.
Come on.
Hey,
bring it, Chief.
I'll give you something Ajax won't take off there, Marine.
Damn.
Boom.
Hey, Paulie.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Paulie. That's bigger than mine. Bigger than mine.
Anyway, the reason why I went to college, Fleek,
Yes.
is because of this. There was one moment that was pivotal in my life. So I told you guys my dad was a mechanic for the bread delivery trucks, right?
Yeah.
After work, when I would come home from school or would practice or whatever I was doing, my pops was always in the driveway working on specific type of people's cars. I'll just put it that way. Okay.
Yeah, squeezing the restaurants.
And so what I did for my pops is he worked on these guys' car, brand new Continentals, Cadillacs. He had them forever from the day these people's
cars.
Anyways, he had them from the day these things were, these people bought them. So I would do is he would always ask the guys, hey, can you, you want your car detailed? My son will buff out the car, clean the white walls, throw the pimp oil in the carpet after he cleans it and all that. Make it really nice. Yeah. Well, one day, I think I was 16. No, I was 15 years old. I go out to the driveway. He's doing a brake job, on a person's car. And he goes, hey, come here. I go, yeah. He goes, you better start figuring some stuff out. I go, well, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you see my hands? I go, yeah, I see your hand. He goes, you see how, and he was my stepdad. He was a big guy. He had big hands, and he had all this dirt that was grounded down into his hands. Even though he would wash his hands, he could never get them clean. Like us, our hands are pretty clean. He goes, look at these hands. Yeah. He goes, you want your hands to look like this? I go, no. He goes, and then he goes, here, watch this. And he blew into a brake pad, right? As he was doing the brake job. First he goes, stand back. I said, okay. He goes, watch this. And he blew into the brake pad and he blew all the dust out. I go, okay, why did I have to stand back? He goes, because that stuff right there is asbestos. It'll kill you. He goes, is this the crap you want to be doing? I go, no. He goes, nobody's going to give you nothing. I can only help you so much. You got to go get it. You better go get your education so you don't have to do this crap when you're my age. And I walked away from that conversation and I said, that was the first time I think adulthood hit me, guys. I walked away from that conversation and I said, wow, I'm on my own. I don't have a rich dad. I don't come from rich people. I have good upbringing and all that. Don't get me wrong, but we didn't have the money, that like he was going to help me out for the rest of my life. Yeah, so as I walked away from that conversation, I went, I got to figure this out. I'm going to have to make it on my own. So when he said, get your college education, that was my motivation. I said, I don't care what I do. I'm going to get my college degree so I don't have to do what he's doing. That was my motivation.
So
there you go.
So you decided to be a maintenance chief. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Yep. Let me tell you something. All right, never mind. Yeah. I don't want too many stories.
Back in 1985, when I showed up to the Carl Vinson, I was the Air Boss's yeoman, and Tony Ortiz was also in the Air Boss's yeoman. So he was special. They pulled him out.
He was special?
Yeah, he was special. They pulled him out of the office and made him the skipper's yeoman.
He was the pretty boy. Yeah. Pretty boy amongst us, Andrew.
Hold on. Yeah. Please explain what the hell a yeoman is, because I'm a Marine. We don't know what that is. What's a yeoman?
A yeoman's an administrator. That's all it is.
Okay.
So you do all kinds. Back then, we did as a yeoman, we did paperwork that personnel used to do, which I don't even know what they're called nowadays, the personnel men. But we did secretarial work. We did pay work, officer pay work, I should say, review and type out evaluations, fitness reports,
pro and cons,
all that stuff. Yeah. It was a lot to do. Clearances as well. Help out with doing clearances. Just people think we didn't do nothing, but there's a lot of work that we did running back and forth.
So I was the yeoman for the air boss. So the air department, there was 500 men. So I was basically the yeoman for basically 500 people. Wow. I answered directly to the air boss. So in my office, he got pulled out, and he was the skipper's bitch.
Skipper's bitch.
In my office, I had my LPO Petty Officer George McMurdo. I had a Master Chief. I had a lieutenant. I had a lieutenant commander, two commanders, a captain. Like, there was all kinds of brass in my office. Although I would have been a nervous wreck if they would have pulled me out and said, "Here, you have to go work for the skipper." I would probably would have shit in the pants.
They pulled me out because I had experience with the Admiral's office where I came from at Comnep Surfpack. So they just pulled me straight out. And how long was I there? 4 months, maybe, before they said, "You're going up to the skipper's office."
Yeah. So I remember
I'm having fun down here.
Yeah, it was a great duty, man. Like, we were the cream of the crop of the air department, man. There was only like 10 or 12 of us in the B5 division. And the rest of the air department hated us. We had our own private little berthing area where the rest of the air department, there were 500 strong in one room sleeping, 500 smelly, farting dudes.
Hey, we did the same thing, man.
Yeah, but there was only 10 of us, so it was good.
I'm glad you guys didn't come down to our berthing area because it was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, so
USS Queer Barge, 2007.
while we're on one of our cruises, we had a USO tour come in, and it was Loretta Lynn. And Loretta Lynn made Chief Ortiz. He wasn't a chief at the time. He was petty officer, 3rd class, I believe, right?
Yep.
She baked him a cake. No, a pie.
Well, the story behind that is her husband, and her kids all came along. Her kids were her backup singer. 2 girls, 2 beautiful girls, one blonde and one brunette. And then her son sang bass, and he was probably like freaking 6'5" or so. He was tall. But when Loretta Lynn got off the helicopter and started walking down the first staircase down, she literally slipped, and the handles actually dug into her side and broke 3 of her ribs.
Oh,
damn.
So she was on board for, I don't know, a week and a half before they actually flew her back off. They didn't want to, all that compression of the helicopter going up and down and whatever causing any further issues. So she stayed like a week and a half, and she was in the captain's import cabin, and her husband can sing and play guitar just as beautiful as she sounds, man. Really.
Wow.
Awesome. But anyway, she was bored and went and talked to the MS-1 in the galley there, the skipper's kitchen, and he called up and asked permission from Goober, Captain George D. O'Brien. They called him Goober, and he's like, let her do whatever she wants to, boy. She baked apple pies, gave me a kiss on the cheek. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm never washing this cheek again. But she was awesome. And of course, her typical response, she's such a nice lady that if you're ever down in wherever she's from, it's like, stop by and say hi. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
She's right down the road.
Yeah.
Loretta Lynn's ranch is right down the road from us. Like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I got to meet everybody that came up. Everybody.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, on the aircraft carrier, there's passageways that had like a blue drape, and you weren't allowed in there because that was like the Admiral's passage.
Yeah.
No,
Blue tile area.
Yeah, the blue tile. That was
Royal Blue.
That was the Admiral's.
Oh boy, I've been there.
Yeah, and so
scary.
Tony had access to everything.
Yeah, just about everything.
Bringing up that's really funny. When I was on the
and the skipper's signature.
We the only way to get to the gym was through officer country. Now, the Marines, they have red drapes. The Navy, obviously blue. And we were not allowed to come through there anymore going to the gym. We had to go around, which was terrible. It took an extra 10 minutes. And the officers, they just screwed us, man. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's their country.
Thank you, sirs.
Yeah.
It's their country.
Yeah, exactly. So
hey, so he's bitching about having to walk around when Marines don't do shit.
We
when
don't.
we're on at sea.
No, we don't.
Work out. Eat and work out.
Hey, should I tell that story? Maybe you guys are all getting mad at me at the same time.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I got this story. Okay, obviously my last deployment, I got hit in 06, so I got a Purple Heart in 06. So they made me basically, I was a yeoman for 3-8 Indian Company. I was the training NCO police sergeant. I kept about $500,000 worth of stuff in the berthing, like, that little door where you keep all the luggage and stuff for all the guys. So I kept that locked under key, and it was on my person all the time. So when the Marines didn't feel like doing shit, which was a lot, they would call me up and be like, "Hey, Farr, can you run some interference?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I'd go into the berthing, I go into the supply hut, and I get out chem lights, and then I take the chem lights, I go out to the smoking area, and I throw these chem lights out in the ocean. And when the Navy sees a chem light in the ocean, that stands for man overboard grill. So I am sorry, but we got a lot of rest on that ship.
Oh my God!
All I can say, you're lucky you didn't freaking get caught.
I am too, because I hear I would have gone captain's mast, and I probably would have gotten kicked out.
They wouldn't have kicked you out. They would have definitely reduced you down to rank.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah. I was a corporal at the time, so I would have definitely lost this.
Yeah, not a good plan there, Marine.
Hey, we were tired. Chief.
You ran out of crayons.
What is this?
Crayons. That's right.
For 12 hours, you guys are sitting there watching the entrance down to the nuke spaces on the ship.
Oh yeah. So we were at I was at Chow Hall one time, and announcement came over. I think it was Truffle Hounds. What's one of the there was like a bomb threat.
I don't remember what to call it.
Yeah, I forget what I swear it was Truffle Hound. But the sound, the general quarters comes over, it goes general quarters, and then they announce what the issue is. And it was a bomb threat. I can't remember what the call sign was, but I was eating chow. So the Marines come rolling through there strong. So when that happens, the Marines lock down the ship.
Yeah.
And right next to me, there was a squid, and he was just laughing, just chucking it up. And the Marines were like, "Dude, seriously, we ain't fucking around. Shut the fuck up." And the squid didn't take it serious. He started cracking up again, making jokes. That Marine, I swear to God, on my mother's grave, ran over to that freaking sailor, took the butt of his M16 and flattened his nose. Laid him out, blood just went.
Can't do that anymore.
I was like, "Damn, bro, these Marines are serious, man."
Not in today's Navy and today's Marine Corps. You can't do that.
They would call it security alert. So when you hear a security, alert on the ship, and you're in the P-ways, you better get your butt up against the bulkheads, the walls.
If I remember correctly, the doors to the nuclear reactors was not far off from the mess deck. So obviously that's the first area that they secure. And when they secure it, man, they mean business.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, on the passageway getting into where the nukes are, there was like a by
dispersing, man. By dispersing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you open this door, you'll be met with deadly force. Like you don't mess around on a nuclear aircraft carrier.
No. Yeah, I remember we had a nice 12-man berthing down there when we worked up in the V.
That must have been nice.
Yeah, V5 division, and I worked up in the tower, Andrew. I eventually became tower supervisor up there, and we worked for the air boss and mini boss in a very high tempo operation center up at the top of the island on the carrier.
Yeah,
we did basically daytime air traffic control separation of aircraft and all that. It was the best job I ever had in my life. Very, very stressful, very high tempo, but yeah, there was a group of us with Tony and Fleek that made up about 12 or 15 of us in this V5 division, and we were hand plucked out of out of our division to go to that department.
Yes.
I came in as a catapult person, which was like a bosun mate. I started at the bottom. And I was working catapult 1. And at the end of the catapult, real quick, a catapult is basically it's like a double barrel shotgun, okay? It's got two 2,400-pound pistons in these cylinders that are 360 feet long.
Whoa.
They're interconnected, all right? And behind these 2,400-pound pistons, which are basically bullets, there's these big valves that open up, okay? So at the beginning of the catapult track, there is these 520 pounds of steam is behind these valves. When the cat officer hits the fire button, these valves open up. They push these two 2,400-pound pistons down a track of 360 feet. And at the end of the track is what they call the water break. So
6 feet of it. Yeah.
So it's a vortex of water at the end of the double barrel shotgun. These pistons hit and it stops the pistons, the catapult, and then the aircraft launches.
Whoa.
The catapult room or the break room is where I worked. And I had a lot of time on my hands. Well, all these lines, these water lines and everything in my workspace were painted over. They were white. Everything was painted white. Well, one day I saw a chipped piece of paint off of a line, and I noticed there was brass under there. So what I did is I took my whole machinery space, everything that was white, and I took all the paint off, and I shined all the brass up. Well, the Air Department Master Chief in charge of 500 people that Fleek was talking about, he came down to my machinery space one day just by chance, and he was a catapult guy when he first came in the Navy, old-time Master Chief Wells. And he goes, Pastor Freeman, he goes, who did all this? And he's looking at all the lines and everything. And I go, well, I did, Master Chief. It's my work. It's my machinery space. So next thing I know, about a week later, he comes down. He goes, hey, you want to go up to the tower and watch flight operations? I go, well, I'll have to ask my chief. He goes, no, I think I could take care of that. You know, I said, oh yeah, I was like 19, 20 years old. I said, oh yeah, I'm sure you could, right, Master Chief? And he started laughing. He was a great guy. And he took me up to the tower and asked me if I wanted to work up there. He took me up there at night during flight operations, and everything is red up there, and it's really a cool atmosphere. Yes. And that's how I got in the tower, doing that. And like there's 500 people, and there's only 12 that get to work in that position. So it was just luck. And I guess because I worked hard in my machinery space, I made it look nice. I got picked. So there you go. Yeah.
Hey, Paul, aren't you, didn't you work for the FAA or something like that? Like for a little bit?
You did?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to even talk about that? Is that secret?
I prefer not to.
Okay. Good to go.
But I do work for the government.
Okay. Good to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I see your Facebook and
hey, we all work for the government.
I see you out with all these badges and
the thing is
professional and
the thing is if we talk about the book on this show, I can't have any correlation.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why so I don't want to talk about my government job if that's okay with you guys. Yeah.
No, man, it's not.
Fleek, is that okay?
Yeah. No,
okay, Tony. Well, then, Tony, give me a call after the show, and I'll talk to you. Damn it. But
oh heck.
Yeah. So
I tell you, man, I remember one of the times when we were on board. I had just gotten over to the captain's office. The mass chief, the admin mass chief, called me up and said, "Hey, you're being pulled. You got to go do galley time."
Nice.
What did we call that? What was that?
TAD.
Yeah, what was TAD? But I can't remember.
Mess cranking. Mess cranking.
Cranking. That's right. Yeah. We went mess cranking.
Yeah.
And they put me down to clean. They put me down to start clean.
90 days.
90 days. Sometimes 6 months. But they put me down to clean dishes. I was down there for 3 hours cleaning dishes, right? And the skipper walks by. And he does one of these second looks, right? He goes, "What the hell are you doing down here?" And I said, "I got to do my mess cranking time." The skipper, he's like, "Get that shit off and get back up in the office."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
I went back up to the office. Boy, let me tell you, I never got along with my admin mass chief after that. He hated me for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He hated me for it. But that's all the mess cranking I ever did.
Yeah.
3 hours. 3 hours.
I never got to do any. All of the broke dick Marines would be sent to the mess deck, for sometimes 90. And we were on the Kearsarge from July of 07 to January of 08. And that was the best time in the Marine Corps, was on a Navy ship. I had such a good time. We went to Rota, we went to Dubai, we went to Suda Bay, Greece. We went to Malta.
So you were on the East Coast.
We were 22nd New East Coast.
All right.
And I know every single one of us that's talking right now is a shellback.
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
Hell yeah.
So thank you for the hazing, Navy, because my knees are in so much worse shape right now. Thank you.
When did you go through it?
07. Yeah, right after we did. We went down after Dubai. We went down like past Africa or something like that.
You're talking 2007?
Yeah, 2007.
Oh, dude. Oh, you had it easy.
Very easy. Except for the monkey fuckers on the deck of the ship.
So when I did it, when I went through the initiation, I think I went through it at the same time Tony went through it, because Paulie was
going down to Australia.
Yeah, Paulie was my shell back in charge of me.
What?
I went through it in 85.
Yeah. I went through it in 87 probably.
Yep, 86, 87 cruise.
Yeah, the 86, 87 cruise.
So how was the shellback ceremony back then?
Well, it started off the very first day.
It was brutal.
They make you put all your clothes are on backwards and your skivvies are on the outside. So like if you're a dirty person, everybody knows about it. It's inside out. So my very first morning, there was a helo squadron right across the passageway from the Air Department office. That morning, I knew they were going to fuck with me, man. That morning they came over and they knocked on the air boss's the office there, and they're like, "Hey, Fleek, we got to talk to you." And I was in my polywog uniform, and I was on all fours. You're not allowed to walk. You're on all hands and knees.
Mm-hmm.
And,
God, I hated that.
These assholes took a hot dog, pulled my pants down, put it in my butt crack, and beat my ass with a shillelagh.
What?
Yes.
Okay, they didn't do that to us.
Yes.
Well, of course not. You had it easy.
Yeah,
that was the start of it, and it just got worse from there.
Oh my God!
Prior to the crossing the line ceremony, the mess decks would take all the leftover foods 10 days before the ceremony. All right, all the leftover foods, and put it in big old garbage bags.
Yep.
Put it in 2 rooms and just freaking 10 days worth of freaking garbage.
Let it ferment.
And let it ferment. You could see it seeping out of the doors that they cleaned that up. And then that was all the stuff we'd have to walk through. Oh, man. You know what? And I thought about that this morning. I should have brought mine out.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is
very nice.
This is what they give you after they put a hot dog in your ass and smash it.
Yeah. Mine was an egg.
I guess I just can't find mine. I know I have it, but I just can't find it.
I got my card on the wall over there, but I'm not going to take it down.
Yeah, they have
but
makeshift coffins. They rub your face in toilets. Oh man, it's rough.
Okay.
Well, see, go ahead.
Hold on, Polly.
No, go ahead, Andrew.
I got to ask this question from you 3 Navy legends. Who is the father of the modern Navy?
John Paul Jones.
Boom.
Oh.
2 points for Flake. Come
Yep.
on, Chiefs.
The modern Navy.
Yeah.
John
I
Paul
would
Jones.
have
John
never
Paul
guessed
Jones.
that.
So what you getting at, Marine?
That John Paul Jones is awesome, and he founded the U.S. Navy. Which, by the way, my father was a lieutenant commander at Whidbey Island. Did anyone serve at Whidbey Island? Paul?
Yeah, I was up there for 3 months for A6 training.
Okay.
System training. Yeah.
My dad was there 69 to 71.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I got up there in 91, 92, somewhere in there for a couple months. Yeah.
Where was the shipboard firefighting school? That was Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Treasure Island.
Man, that was probably one of the funnest classes I ever went to, man. I went with Mike Igo. Me and Mike Igo went that weekend. It was great.
Well, Andrew, on the flight deck, so on a carrier, everybody's trained to be a fireman because it's our house.
Okay.
So everybody needs to understand how to combat a fire if one breaks out. So
Three different types.
Yeah, the different types and all that. So me being a flight deck dog, after I went on from these guys, I went on to continue my Navy career. I got into I was working up on the flight deck back in the day, and actually every year if you work up on the flight deck, you have to go through annual firefighting training, and that's because of the Forrestal incident that caused a big breakdown. See, when the Forrestal back in what happened there was
during Vietnam.
Yeah, basically they had put this agent on the flight deck to smother the fire on the Forrestal, and they came behind it, and the agent was smothering the fire up on the flight deck, but then they came behind it with water hoses, and they were washing it away, and the fires were reflashing and starting back up again. And so they weren't properly trained back then, and so that incident really caused a requirement for people up on the flight deck. Every year we had to go to training, and so everybody's a fireman up on the ship, and everybody inside the ship is trained to fight fires as well.
That's why I give a lot of respect. I love the Navy. I really do. I give you guys a lot of hell, but if it wasn't going to be Marine Corps, it was going to be the Navy. But I chose Marine Corps. Sorry,
Andrew. They teach you guys some medical.
Yeah, combat lifesavers.
Like,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Don't, when you're doing combat life-saving school, do not get hammered the night before, because when you do IVs, you're going to bleed everywhere, which happened to me.
Nice.
Well,
And we're taught by the Navy, actually. We're taught by the Navy.
Well, you are Department of the Navy.
We are, and we get our lawyers, our chaplains, and our medical
doctors,
personnel from you guys.
Yep.
So thank God.
So here I am. I'll tell a story. So here we are. I'm
This is not Hawaii on a balcony, is it?
No, hell no. No.
Can I tell that story?
Well, I'm sitting here.
Let me guess you don't remember that one.
No, I don't remember that one. And there's no items of proof. There's no items of proof, no preponderance of evidence.
Oh, there you go.
Case is dismissed.
Preponderance of evidence.
Yeah, don't let me break it out on you guys, because anyways. Yeah, so here I am. I'm about 9/11 hits, boom, real bad, real bad. I'm a maintenance chief out here in Texas for a F-18 squadron, and immediately the day it happened, I remember being in the hangar, and I walked down to the shops to see what my guys were doing, because in the morning I set out the priorities for the shops to do what they got to do to fix the jets, so we get them on the schedule. And this one dude comes up to me, goes, "Hey, Chief," he goes, "Hey, man, a building crashed into one of the towers in New York." I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." So I went, "Okay." Well, so I went upstairs to the duty office, and up in the duty office, they have a TV. And I'm sitting up there, and they're showing the replay of this airliner hitting 9/11, the building. And I'm like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and there was like a kid in there on duty. We watch a second airplane on live TV go into the next tower. And I'm like, I go, we're being attacked here. This is not good. We're being attacked. So anyways, long story short, I found myself 3 years from retirement in a combat F-18 squadron. We got mobilized 2 years later, basically, to go over there and do the shock and awe airstrikes in the northern Iraq. And I'm on the USS Theodore Roosevelt off the coast of Syria, and we're dropping live stuff in the northern Iraq to give the special forces the ability to move up north.
That's
up in
a big stick, right? You guys call it a big stick?
Yeah. We were the big stick out there on that one. And I'm sitting there. Yeah. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be a maintenance chief at a squadron on a carrier in a combat zone dropping live stuff. I just never thought I would get to that. Anyways, that was in 2004 I retired, and then I moved on to civilian aviation and all that stuff. But yeah, that was something else for me. I'll tell you that.
You got out in 04?
Yeah, I retired in 04.
That's when I started. That's when I went to boot camp in 04 and got out when you got out, Tony. I got out in 2008 of June.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm going to have to go and put my phone charger in, so I'm going to have to take the headset off, see if it works, okay?
Damn, Chief.
I know, whatever.
Way to be prepared, Chief.
Yes.
Way to be prepared.
Hey, you know what?
We've been
A
planning
chief
this.
is always prepared.
Always.
He's always prepared. It's the fact that you guys don't know what's going on until we show up to tell you what to do.
Exactly.
We-
My
we-
bad, Chief. My bad.
I tell you, man, that was.
Hey, can you hear me?
So, yeah.
All right. So, anyways,
Put your headset back on.
Headset back on, 'cause-
Yeah, we're getting the
yeah,
weird
we're getting
feedback
weird
now.
feedback now.
Yes, something
Yes, something going.
going. Whoa.
Whoa.
What'd you do with
What'd
the
you do with the
sound, man?
sound, man?
hear me?
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, hopefully I last long enough.
That's what she
Anyways, so there you go.
said. Hi-oh.
Oh, man, I don't have my...
Yeah, man. But I tell you, we had so much fun. And I
Yeah,
tell you
we
that,
did.
24 years in service in the active duty Navy. I got 5 deployments, and however many ins and outs we did, for tryouts and whatever, dude. It's I got a lot of sea time, almost 10 years of sea time for me.
Wow.
As an administrator, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's got the SWO pin? Surface warfare. Paul, you
No,
got
mine.
that?
I got aviation.
No,
I was
got
with
the
mainly aviation
warfare.
commands.
Aviation. Surface. That's right. Surface warfare pin. Right. You wear it right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Westpac.
Oh boy.
Which
Westpac.
one?
The very first one. Well, our first one. I think it was Paulie's second one. But we went to Korea, Singapore, Africa, Diego Garcia, Australia.
Woo.
Am I missing-
Busan.
Yeah, Busan,
Korea, yep,
Busan, Korea.
Yep.
That was just a tad over 6 months. I think at the time we broke a record, was 103 or 108 days
Yeah.
straight at sea. That was over
2
3
beer
months.
days.
Yep. So every what was it? Every 30 days at sea they have a steel beach picnic.
Never got that.
Yeah.
Iraq.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't say something here. Stand down, Marine. I'd be remiss.
It's so
here.
loud, Chief.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that
I
came
know.
out of
I'm
nowhere.
loud.
Now he's quiet.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Oh. Hi,
So,
Chief.
anyways, I would be remiss here if I didn't mention the other guys that aren't here on this video right now. That's Clink, Taco, and John Foster. These guys are part of what Fleek has got me and Tony here doing. We all hung out together. Andrew, we were all from the same era. And these guys, after all those years, from 84 to 88 or whatever, we're still friends. And to me, that's how the military is. The civilian sector doesn't get that. They don't have the camaraderie like we do. I mean, we did something in like 37 years ago, and yet we all still meet up periodically, and we still stay in touch. That right there, if you don't count my whole career, whatever, retiring and whatever I did, the thing that hits me the most that's not tangible is all the friends I made that I'm still in contact with these days. It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. And I feel
Yeah,
blessed.
that's something
Agreed.
else.
Yeah. So after I got out of the Navy, my mom passed away. This Friday would be 25 years. She fought a terrible battle of cancer. She spent almost a whole year in the hospital. When she passed away, I called up Taco, and I was obviously very upset. And he was like, "What's the matter, man?" I was like, "Man, my mom just passed away. She was literally like my best friend. Like I looked up to her. As a matter of fact, all the work I do now with the nonprofit is all because of her." And so I was just having obviously a shit day. The morning of her funeral, the viewing, I was standing up at the casket with my wife, and we had 2 young daughters at the time. I looked over at the front door, and this was in January, and it was probably one of the worst snowstorms that I can remember in decades. It was horrible. I look over at the door. Taco, his wife, and a newborn baby walked in the door, and they're from Chicago. They were in Chicago, and we were in Detroit. So I was like shocked. I walk over to him. I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? He said, you called me. And so that, I mean, that's the kind of shit that veterans do for each other. And I can almost guarantee you, anybody in our group, I could call at any time of the day or the night. I can almost guarantee you 99% of the time that they will pick up the phone.
Yep.
Oh, no, I'm only available business hours, Monday through Friday. 9 to 5. That's it.
I just, and speaking of that, Commander Flake, I just visited one of my warriors in Lenore City. Like, I drove 4 hours out of my own way, go have dinner with this guy, because I'm not going to give you his name, but he's having a tough time. He's doing, he's trying to get out of, he's a flight nurse at University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and he is not happy where he's at, and he wants to change his life, and I was trying to help him out, and that's exactly what we do for each other. We go to each other's bar mitzvahs, our kids' christenings, whatever, weddings. We're there for each other, and that's the one thing that I love about being a veteran, is that we have so many people that we can turn to.
Yes.
To get over whatever is in our way. We can talk to anybody of our friends, and they can help us.
Well, you know what, Andrew? What you and the Fleek are doing on the TSP Scuttlebutt is, to me, is extraordinary.
Hey,
and, as you guys know,
that's all Yeoman Fleek, okay? That's all him. I'm just here to look good.
I'm just trying to be nice to you, Marine.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Chief.
Just let me say it again. Stand down, Marine.
So,
no, but what I want to say here is you guys are giving a venue to veterans in your way, in your ability. You're allowing veterans to talk.
Yes.
Talking is so important for
very important.
Veteran. All of us cope differently with different stuff. Everybody, in my opinion, has probably got some level of PTSD, whether you're a civilian or military person.
I hear a ding.
Yeah, I do too.
It's my phone.
But you guys,
your girlfriends.
You guys are giving a venue to have veterans talk. All they want to do, a lot of them just want to be heard.
Yes.
And when they talking to another person, another veteran, there's a common core right there, whether you're a Marine, Air Force, Navy. And
Space
so
Force,
you guys,
whatever, yes.
Yeah,
Space
well,
Force.
you guys, Space Force too now. Whatever, you guys are offering that venue, and I bet in this process, and I could guarantee it, it's probably done some good for you two as well. As many people as you're helping out, I bet it's also, it's got to be very gratifying to what you guys are doing too. I'm sure.
And we get to hear your stories, and I knew you. I met you guys last year.
Last March.
I didn't even know anything. And I am so amazed at what you guys have accomplished in the service for this country. I mean, being a chief, that's like a gunny in the Marine Corps. That's the E7, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a gunny in the Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'd stayed in, I'd be an E7.
No, it's not an E7. It's a chief.
It's a chief.
Sorry, chief. Sorry, it's a gunny for us. Or a sergeant first class in the Army.
Don't get your khakis in a wad there, Chief.
But, you guys, I mean...
Don't call me an E7.
But there is a difference. There is a difference, guys, between a chief and an E7.
Yeah, there is. Yes.
Tony's talking about. There is.
No prick E7s here, right?
No. All chiefs.
No, we're all pricks. Don't mind being a prick.
Yeah.
But you guys are amazing, and we're very thankful that you're part of our VFW and in the veteran community and doing what you do. And I love both of you guys.
Hey, we love you too, brother.
Yeah, our goal is saving souls with every episode.
And this was all his idea. I don't even know why he asked me to do it, but I love it.
Well,
keep
it going, Andrew. You keep it going.
After looking at your face, we might have to go back to just audio.
Yes, Yeoman. Hi, Yeoman.
Hey, by the way, this is our very first episode that's actually in front of a camera, so this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are our virgins. So.
And
really?
It's our very first episode being a nonprofit. Also, we're nonprofit and we're on camera. What do you know?
All right.
We're moving up in the world.
Now you
man.
know you have to use Google Chrome. Chrome to get this done.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to put that out there that you guys are doing, because I found through my works out there with trying to help veterans that basically a lot of them just want to talk, and they want a venue that they could go to where other veterans hang out at. like Fleek is the commander at the VFW there. Some of these guys and gals don't have a swim lane to go into to figure out how they can get connected with fellow vets. They don't know about, some people just, they don't know, they heard about VFW maybe, but when you're out there and you put yourself out there and you're trying to help others, you learn a little bit about yourself, and you're probably going to be put back on your heels in a good way.
Yeah.
That you're going to get experiences that you just didn't think you were going to have when you're out there trying to help your fellow vets, and that's what I found in my experiences.
Yeah, when I got out of the Navy in 1992, because I did a little bit of active reserve time when I got out of active duty, which I absolutely hated the reserves. But anyways, when I got out in 1992, I had no idea there was such an organization as the American Legion or the VFW. I just happened to walk into one to go to somebody's retirement party, and I basically never left. I had no idea. So that's really our goal, is to, like you said, mentor these people and let them know that there are organizations out there called BSOs, and we're here to help each other.
Yep.
Yeah. If I drop off, just keep going. I'm sorry, but the phone drops. Don't worry about it.
We got you, Chief. We got your six, buddy.
We're probably going to we'll wrap it up here in a minute anyways, because we're already a little bit over.
We're at like an hour and 5 minutes, guys. You guys have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So
we said that we haven't even told.
I know. We got to do a part 2.
So
we got this far in it,
guys.
Should we talk about the Philippines real quick?
Yeah, we can talk about the Philippines. I never went to the Philippines, so I will live vicariously through you guys.
There's a game there. It's called Smiles. Have you ever heard of Smiles?
Nope.
Should I tell this story?
Please.
Tell it.
Now you opened up the box. Now I want to hear it.
Yeah, you did.
You go to the bar in the Philippines.
You have to tell the story, because I've never heard this before.
Oh, yeah.
There's
one of the bars down McSisai Street.
There's like a table. It's a round table, and the sailors are all sitting around the table, and there's a Filipino under the table. And let's just say the first one that smiles buys the round.
What? Wait. Okay.
All right, moving on now.
Under the table, was that a man, a woman?
It was a female.
Or in between? Non-binary.
It was a female.
Okay, good to go.
Let me tell you, man.
I heard.
The Philippines.
I heard. I never played that game. I'm just saying I heard.
Philippines was crazy, dude. Crazy.
Yeah. It was,
everything and anything you wanted to do was there.
900. We had 900 Marines on our ship. They would not let us go. We were a day away from Phuket. They would not let us get off the ship because we were going to get way too much trouble.
So I remember this one time I was sitting in the bar, and at the time I smoked cigarettes, and there's these little kids, little Filipino kids, and they'll do whatever the hell you want for and you just tip them. This kid was there, so I was like, "Hey kid, can you go get me a pack of smokes?" And he's like, "Yeah." He runs off, comes back with a pack of smokes. I give him $5, but $5 is like, you have $5 in the Philippines, you're very wealthy. Like, that's extreme amount of money for these kids.
Money for the week.
Yeah, for a whole week. So I give this kid $5. He was like the look on his face was like, "Holy shit, it's $5 American money." He freaking runs off. He's like super excited. I was like, "Man, that was cool, man. Like, I changed that kid's life for $5.
Man, the exchange rate back then must have been awesome.
What's amazing?
No, wait. 5 minutes later, that little bastard comes running back with like 40 of his little buddies. I was like, "Damn, get the hell out of here."
Yeah. And you got to watch anything you have, man. They freaking take your watches off. They freaking sneak your pocket, get whatever you got on off, and you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
What's amazing to me is the ship that we all met. Me, Tony, Fleet, Klinkenberg, Taco, and John Foster, is the Carl Vinson, and this ship is still at the tip of the spear out there doing real stuff. It's still battle ready. It's out there in the international sea lane.
Didn't the Vincent just not make berth? What's the opposite of making berth? Leaving? Didn't it set sail? like
Yeah.
like a couple months ago.
Yeah, going on cruise.
Going on cruise. Thank you, Chief. Sorry,
Well, you know what?
No problem.
I don't know the terminology.
So my thing is that when I came for my first ship for sea duty was, even though I was on the Cunningham, it wasn't long because we went right to the shipyards. But the Cunningham was a U.S. aircraft carrier at the time. Right across the pier from us was the Enterprise.
Yeah.
So I started out my sea duty on the Carl Vinson, and I finished my sea duty on the Enterprise here in Virginia. So I was like, I started on the newest at the time and on the oldest.
Hey,
So
That's cool, man.
hey Tony,
Yeah.
I was trying to tell him a couple of weeks ago about the USS Gompers.
Oh my God. The Gomper Stompers.
The Gompers.
Gomperettes. The Gomperette.
The
my
Gomperette. Yeah.
Wow. Now you're really pulling into the archive of my bucket.
That made a lot of us guys happy in port.
Sorry, we had two females on this show, and we called it the Gompers episode.
Oh God. Yeah, I remember that ship, Pierside there. That ship had that ship had a lot of issues.
Well, they followed us. They followed
Yeah,
us where we went in case we needed anything fixed, anything fabricated, whatever.
Hey, didn't what's the story about the Bonhomme Richard? Didn't they have a big fire on
Yes.
on their ship?
Yeah, that was a while back, though.
Yeah, a few years
Yeah,
ago.
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah,
that's a warship, right? The Bonhomme Richard.
Yep. They couldn't turn it off for whatever reason. I don't know what happened, but it was a while. I think the fire was on for like 3 or 4 days.
We
the Bonnie Dick.
I'm proud of my 20 years in the Navy and all that, and we glamorize things because I've been retired since 2004. But you know what I don't miss? I don't miss jet fuel in my shower, coming through my shower. I don't miss when I was a young E5 or E4 waiting in a freaking chow line for 2 hours just to get a burger. There's things on there that I don't miss. But there's also the thing that kept me going was the people and the equipment, the jets that I was able to work with. The people and the jets and the missions that we did.
Yeah, I
But
miss Midrats.
Midrats was awesome. Chili Mac all the way, baby.
Chili Mac. Yeah.
I got a Chili
Spaghetti
Mac story
surprise.
for you if you want to hear it really quick.
I love Chili Mac. Is my
I'll tell you a
favorite
Chili Mac
MRE.
story. You ready?
Yes.
So we're in Miramar, the old Top Gun airfield. All right. I got about 6 F-18s down there. I take the crew down there, and the pilots are operating out of Miramar off the coast to go out to the carrier to do their carrier quals, and then they come back and land at Miramar, and we park them for the night, and then my guys fix them to get them ready to go back out in the morning. We did it for about a week. Well, I had a cell phone to the ship, and I was talking to the Master Chief out there, and then he was talking to me on land base. And he goes, and I somehow or another we were talking, and I go, yeah, we're gonna go get some burritos today. We're in San Diego. He goes, dude, are you going to Juan's? I go, yeah. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, can I get you guys something from the ship if you send out burritos? And I went, yeah, how many burritos do you need? He goes, I need about 25 of them. I said, okay. So I cough up the money and I give it to one of the sailors. I go to Juan's and get me 25 burritos. He goes, for what, Chief? I go, don't ask, just get them. All right. So he comes back, he brings 25 burritos in San Diego and Miramar. He goes, what do you want me to do with them? I go, open up the nose on the F-18. There's a door. It's called door 3 on the side. I go, and wrap those burritos up in tinfoil, wrap them up really good, and put them in that door. He goes, okay, for what? I go, because Master Chief, when that jet lands, Master Chief's going to stick a big old pot of Chili Mac from the ship in there in tinfoil. So meet Master when that jet gets up there. Master Chief's going to open up door 3. He's going to take the burritos, and he's going to put Chili Mac from the ship in that door, and he's going to fly it back here. That's a true story.
Wow, that is very good use of government money.
I was just going to say, that's
a good delivery right there.
Yeah. It's a little better
That's
than
the
Domino's.
original DoorDash.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a good one. Good one.
I should be rich.
Yes.
Oh, hell, man.
There's a
Well,
lot
this
of
has been
stories,
fun,
but-
guys. We got to do this again with everybody.
We will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got to get everybody on, man. We got a zillion stories, man. We didn't even talk about Hawaii. Went to Hawaii
I
twice on a
know.
pineapple cruise.
You need taco for that one.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many stories that I don't know if we
I
can
can't
talk
wait to
about
hear
them
all of them
here, but yeah.
You guys have plenty of stories.
Hey, next time we're up in Nashville, Andrew, just sit down with us, dude.
Oh, I can't wait. We're gonna go to Super Sliders.
Yeah,
we'll go to Super Sliders, and it's our treat when you guys come up here.
Well, we got to figure out the reunion. We always have a reunion every couple of years.
Well, we're doing May with Taco.
Yeah, May in Chicago for Taco.
Okay,
for his retirement.
Our other shipmate, he's retiring from the Chicago PD.
Nice.
He's a homicide detective.
Yep.
30 years.
He's finally giving it up.
Probably busy.
Yes, he's very busy.
Yeah, he is.
It's a war zone up there.
Yeah.
No offense, Chicago. I love you guys.
No,
Chicago sucks, man.
Muy peligroso.
All right, anyways.
Hey, Detroit all the way, baby.
Yeah, whatever, Detroit boy.
You can't see
first of all,
see his Detroit Lion on the wall over
Hey,
here.
look.
You know what it's called, Andrew? It's called Detroit Lions.
Hey, Chicago's a bunch of posers, man. They think they have great pizza when we all know Detroit pizza is where it's at.
What? Okay.
Look. You can't trust Paulie, man. You can't. Look, what's he wearing?
You know what?
What's he wearing now?
Yeah, look at his hat.
What's he wearing now?
Come on.
That's right.
That's
right,
steak and
baby.
cheese from Geno's.
And you know what? That's because I got flipping options and I exercise them.
Oh, here we go, liberal talk.
Oh, that ain't no freaking liberal now. Come on now. No, I'm not liberal. Well, yeah. But no. Anyways.
Hey guys, it's been awesome, man. It really has. We got to do some